Moments of inspiration mixed with time to network, IBJ Media Events has you covered. From industry deep dives to awards celebrating Indiana's top leaders, see what's coming up and reserve your seat at ibj.com/RSVP.
We have the attributes that if we stick with them, and to me be a little more enterprising with them, we can chart our own course.
I'm Michael K. Braun.
Indiana Governor Mike Braun, bullish on Indiana's economy, he shares his vision with us in an extended one-on-one interview. And using high-tech light therapy to treat inflammation, the story behind why an East Coast company decided to set up shop in the orthopedics capital of the world in Warsaw. And
don't quit on yourself. Don't quit on your teammates.
The state's largest fire department partnering with Ivy Tech Community College to give future first responders first-hand training.
2, 3, 4.
Inside Indiana Business is next.
From Indiana's business news leader, this is IBJ Media's Inside Indiana Business with Gerry Dick, presented by Innovate Ventures, Indiana University, and Liuna.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gerry Dick. Indiana Governor Mike Braun has spent his first 9 months or so here at the Indiana State House, navigating a changing economy and hot-button reform issues, from property taxes to economic development. The entrepreneur who grew Jasper-based Meyer Distributing into a national company says it's all part of a Main Street approach to governing. This week, I sat down with the governor in his State House office for an extended conversation on the state of the Indiana economy, talent, technology, and his vision for the state's future. Governor, you've been in office now 9 months. Your assessment on the state of the Indiana economy?
So the state of our Indiana economy was always good relative to our peer group of Midwestern states. And that's because we're an enterprising state. We got an excellent business climate. I do believe the dynamic has switched from the federal government to state governments that are going to have more meaning and input in our economies. And I think that reverberates on a national basis as well. But I think our state is in good shape, relatively low unemployment. We do have high health care costs. That is a burden on everyone. We went through the property tax discussion.
That discussion led to the passage of a Braun campaign promise, major property tax reform, which will bring relief to homeowners and businesses, but likely mean less revenues for cities, towns, and school systems now facing tough budgeting decisions. What's your message to cities who are freezing, cutting back, those types of things? Where does this go? Where does this end?
Remember, your revenues are given to you by the taxpayer. Focus on productivity, how you run things better, and know in the real world that you have ups and downs. You have competitors. You've got to make sure you're actually running a business that somebody wants to buy the product. Here, find out how to do things more efficiently. They all know how to do it. You'll take a little getting used to when the revenue sources were a little less rigorous. We'll get back on track and we'll be okay, and they'll find ways to do it.
The governor also made good on his promise to overhaul economic development, shifting focus to regions around the state and so-called Main Street businesses, and opening a forensic audit still underway of the Indiana Economic Development Corporation.
I think the audit's going to show that we need to do things a little differently, and I think we're going to find some things that were done well. So we'll make sure going forward it's transparent, so you're not getting the benefit of the doubt, and look for what was working well and then weave in some new stuff to do. And again, keep in mind small business, regional development, and our existing businesses, as opposed to just trying to lure new businesses into the state. We're going to try to do all three well.
How do you balance transparency with that need to do business kind of at the speed of business, if you will? Is that a balancing act?
I think when it comes to that, I feel confident that we'll be able to have our cake and eat it too.
And the day after we spoke with the governor in his office, he unveiled Power Up Indiana, a new initiative offering Indiana companies incentives to upskill workers. Well, much more ahead with Governor Mike Braun, including his stance on data centers. They are surging around the state, and so too are communities saying, not in my backyard. We get the governor's take on the pros and cons of data centers, plus why he sees huge potential in an emerging technology corridor. That's right after the break.
The challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising
Small
faster
businesses
among
need help.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard. Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Our Innovate Indiana series is on the move in October. Join us for Innovate Southern Indiana in New Albany, October 1st. Innovate South Bend Elkhart in South Bend, October 14th. And Innovate South Central Indiana in Bloomington, October 24th. The Innovate series is presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. Each location will feature a powerful afternoon of ideas, innovation, and insight. And what's next for each region. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate.
Buying or selling a home is too important to go it alone. Realtors are on your side when it matters most, as local housing experts with insight that goes deeper than a set of search results. With a strict code of ethics and higher professional standards to protect your interests. And with a commitment to Indiana, standing up for homeowners and taxpayers, supporting our economy, and working for stronger communities.
Indiana Realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you trust, will find your way home.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
You are not giving us any information that we need that is going to put us at ease.
Well, Hoosiers concerned about the surge of data centers coming to Indiana, sounding off the proposed center at the center of that hearing in Hancock County. That's a project that's now off the table. Well, welcome back as we continue our extended interview with Indiana Governor Mike Braun as the conversation shifts to those controversial data centers.
What's your view on data centers, the future of data centers in Indiana?
They're going to be essential if we want to be a player in AI, and we developed AI. I've never seen anything where the creators of it said be careful with it, and have invited regulation. I can tell you our big geopolitical competitors are going to try to get there before we do. Data centers use a lot of juice, electricity, and a lot of water. And most people would be surprised that before they came along, we were only producing 20 gigawatts of electricity for all households and businesses. I couldn't believe it when I heard a data center can use up to a gigawatt. That's a lot for one enterprise. No one has it available, no state does. I'm going to try to be the leading state on getting small modular reactors because they seem to be the best source of baseload that is going to be 8 to 10 years away. In the meantime, it's going to be getting more life out of your coal units, expediting natural gas, and doing wind and solar.
As for the Indiana economic story that will unfold over the next 3.5 years and beyond, well, Governor Braun sees the biosciences and microelectronics playing a major role, and he's especially intrigued by an emerging technology corridor that could connect a large portion of the state.
I see this whole idea of a quantum corridor that would stretch from just inside the Indiana border, taking advantage of the third largest market in the country. But with our universities, with Crane down, now is really being looked to throughout the Defense Department as a leading edge technology center. But if you take the region down to Lafayette, Indianapolis, Bloomington, put the terminus maybe at Crane, There is a lot going on in that quantum corridor technology that is ripe for the taking, in my opinion, and I feel real good about how to get from here to there.
Indiana Governor Mike Braun, and you can see the entire interview, about 25 minutes worth, where we cover a number of topics at our website, InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Well, an update on one of those data centers Governor Braun spoke about, this one in New Carlisle, St. Joseph County. The Area Plan Commission there voted thumbs down this week to a new $12 billion data center. It would be in addition to Amazon's $11 billion center already under construction in New Carlisle. We'll be following this one and provide updates later in October when county commissioners make a final decision. Well, IBJ Media is taking an active role in showcasing Indiana's diverse economy across the state. This week, our Innovate Indiana series rolled into Muncie and East Central Indiana. Ball State University, one of the region's main economic drivers, and the university is investing heavily in the future of the campus and, importantly, community. Construction on a $70 million performing arts center, boutique hotel, and innovation center, all part of a massive makeover of the Village District just off campus. It's one of many projects that brought business, community, and education leaders from across East Central Indiana all together for our Innovate event in Muncie to talk about how to capitalize on the region's strengths, challenges, and opportunities.
We believe that the project that we're spearheading in the Village, that's the commercial district immediately adjacent to our campus, is part of a transformational growth here in Muncie and Delaware County, because what we're doing is complementing the good things that have been happening for many years here at downtown Muncie that's spreading out from the central city, what's happening in areas throughout East Central Indiana, right here in our county.
It is undeniable the effect of higher education on workforce development and on workforce development on economic growth. We've seen across the state, certainly here in Muncie and Delaware County, across East Central Indiana, the role of universities. Here at Ball State, what's happening in terms of getting students ready to lead in this next chapter.
Next stop on the IBJ Media Innovate Indiana series, Southeast Indiana. We'll be in New Albany October 1st. If you're interested in checking it out, go to ibj.com and click on the Events tab. Coming up next, Warsaw reaffirms its grip as the orthopedics capital of the world. We'll have new details on a big investment there, and Eli Lilly and Company with a massive investment on the East Coast. What it means for the company, and an update on construction of Lilly's multi-billion-dollar investment in the Leap District in Boone County.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
Who is Rally for? Rally's for everybody. And that's hard to accept because you see all these big top names and you're like, how do I walk into that room with some of the most famous folks in the world, of Molly Blooms and the Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank? Like, do I belong there? Absolutely you belong to Rally. You know, there's no question about it. So get your ticket before it sells out.
Well, we're seeing a little East Coast shuffle in this week's Business of Health. Eli Lilly and Company making a massive investment in Virginia, and an East Coast company bringing its corporate headquarters to northern Indiana. Business of Health reporter Kylie Valletta here now with more. Kylie.
Well, thank you, Gary. Indiana-based pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly announcing it will build a $5 billion manufacturing plant just outside of Richmond, Virginia. It's part of the plan Lilly announced earlier this year to build 4 new U.S. manufacturing sites to reshore drug production. Lilly is hosting a similar press conference in Houston in just a few days, but not revealing details yet about the economic development announcement. Lilly's growth plan also unfolding here in its home state. Construction is underway at the LEAP Research and Innovation District, where Lilly is spending $13 billion to build new manufacturing sites. The plans in Lebanon include the Lilly Medicine Foundry, which will focus on drug development and is set to open late 2027. Full-scale operations at LEAP are expected to scale up in 2028. An East Coast company is bringing its corporate headquarters to the orthopedic capital of the world, as well as a new treatment option for patients. Ortho Laser has 17 clinics in the U.S. and opened its newest center in Warsaw just days ago. The company uses high-intensity light therapy to decrease inflammation and ease pain and is the first laser treatment option in Warsaw. The company was founded by a sports medicine surgeon in Boston who lost 3 young patients to drug overdoses. Ortho Laser says he became the first orthopedic surgeon in the U.S. to avoid opioid pain medications. Ortho Laser says it has an exclusive agreement to use an FDA-cleared robotic laser, which increases blood flow.
And that increased blood flow also helps post-surgical wounds heal faster as well. So very simply said, the body likes light. We like vitamin D, don't we? We love going out into the sunshine, and vitamin D is good for our physical bodies. We really are able to bring a therapy at the cellular level. Patients are looking for an alternative. Equally so, physicians are looking for ways in which there's alternative revenue streams. Their reimbursements are declining. So as entrepreneurially driven, and we like to say we look for orthopreneurs, orthopedic surgeons that are really entrepreneurial by nature.
Meyer says relocating the company's headquarters to Warsaw is a strategic move because many of its centers are partnerships with orthopedic surgeons. Indianapolis-based health tech startup Geo has landed a major dose of funding to the tune of $30 million. Geo provides a software platform for home care agencies that helps with billing, staff scheduling, and other business operations. Geo says it's doubled its revenue each of the past 3 years, and plans are underway to expand to more states. And a homegrown Hoosier company is expanding again. Hope Bridge, which provides autism treatment services, will open 3 new locations in Indiana this fall. Hope Bridge has nearly 100 therapy centers in the U.S., and it all started with a single center in Kokomo 20 years ago when a Hoosier entrepreneur saw a need in her community. And this growth spurt will open 1 additional center in Fort Wayne and another Indianapolis location. The 3rd new center is in Maryville, where the clinic is relocating to a new building.
Back to Ortho Laser, big win,
Yes.
Another win for the orthopedics capital. This is their first location in Indiana.
Right.
Could there be more?
They have a very aggressive growth plan, and he says definitely there will be more locations in Indiana. And this is interesting. He says they're in talks, very encouraging talks, with a large orthopedic practice in Indiana that may be partnering with them. And they're saying, not just in Indiana, but U.S., hundreds of clinics by 2030.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, right?
That's right.
All right. Thanks, Kylie.
Here's what's making news around Indiana. Brought to you by the Indiana Association of Realtors. Indiana's 21,000 realtors. The neighbors you know, the experts you can count on.
We begin this week in Northwest Indiana, where a Japan-based company is doubling down on investing in Indiana.
When it comes to Daifuku, we offer a total solution from consulting to engineering to project management to software to equipment.
Daifuku Intralogistics America are preparing to open a massive new expansion to its facility in Hobart. The addition nearly doubles the size of Daifuku's current plant there, which employs nearly 450 people, with that number expected to double over the next few years. The city of Evansville shifting to a plan to build a new groundwater treatment plant instead of building an entirely new water treatment facility, one that would have sourced water exclusively from the Ohio River. City leaders say the new project will save taxpayers up to $200 million. Plans to house immigration detainees at the Miami Correctional Facility in north central Indiana will come at a price. The Indiana Department of Correction getting $16 million in state money to prepare that facility. Last month, the Trump administration announced it would partner with Indiana to house 1,000 ICE detainees at Miami Correctional, which is on the campus of the Grissom Air Reserve Base. Indianapolis-based Corteva Agriscience continues to consider splitting its seed and pesticide businesses into separate companies. That, according to reporting from the Wall Street Journal. The newspaper says Corteva could disclose its plans soon. Corteva reported $17 billion in sales last year and employs about 1,500 people at its corporate campus on Indianapolis's northwest side. Well, there's a statewide effort underway to connect farmers with nearby schools, restaurants, and other places that serve food. FarmWise allows value chain professionals to talk with buyers and create opportunities for farm fresh foods to reach their tables. The program is part of Indiana University's Environmental Resilience Institute.
We want farmers to remain viable or to become viable. We want wholesale markets to be accessible. We want them to have relationships and be a part of their communities where they live and grow and where their kids go to school.
The program is already helping businesses like Lee's Edible Acres in North Liberty. As they're preparing for the next growing season, owner Ryan Lee is talking with wholesale buyers about their needs, and he's focused on building relationships. Well, Fort Wayne-based Sweetwater is preparing to crank up the volume on its second annual Guitar Fest. More than 80 brands will showcase their products at the event. Thousands of visitors expected to enjoy the festivities, including musical performances, a look at new products, and a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame guitar display.
They're traveling from different parts of the country and certainly even different parts of the world to come to this event. And for them to get gathered here, I think creates a really special feeling, and we get to experience that, which is really a lot of fun for us.
Sweetwater says it expects to sell around 325,000 guitars this year. That's a big number. The Guitar Fest is a free event, and it's happening September 27th. Also in Fort Wayne, a new place to call home as the first residents have moved into the Elix. It is a mixed-use residential development in the heart of the Electric Works Innovation Campus in downtown Fort Wayne. The first phase of the rebirth of the former GE manufacturing complex opened in 2023 after a $300 million renovation. Well, when we come back, training the next generation of first responders.
Repeat your traffic.
Why the state's biggest fire department is partnering with Indiana's largest community college system through hands-on training.
Buying or selling a home is too important to go it alone. Realtors are on your side when it matters most, as local housing experts with insight that goes deeper than a set of search results. With a strict code of ethics and higher professional standards to protect your interests. And with a commitment to Indiana, standing up for homeowners and taxpayers, supporting our economy, and working for stronger communities.
Indiana Realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you trust, will find your way home.
Who is Rally for? Rally's for everybody. And that's hard to accept because you see all these big top names and you're like, how do I walk into that room with some of the most famous folks in the world, of Molly Blooms and the Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank? Like, do I belong there? Absolutely, you belong to Rally. You know, there's no question about it. So get your ticket before it sells out.
Education doesn't stop when you graduate, or when you land your first job, or when you get your first promotion. Because education, just like your drive to be the best, doesn't stop. We can help you continue to learn, make connections, and sharpen the skills you need to succeed. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
Challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising
Small
faster
businesses
among
need help.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard. Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Time now for our Eye on Education, brought to you by PNC Bank.
Well, there's a lot more than spraying water from a hose when it comes to putting out a major fire. A lot of truth to that. It takes years of training both in and out of the classroom. Students at Ivy Tech Community College are now able to do some of that training on upgraded equipment.
Down, up.
From the ground
Down, up.
to the training tower.
Don't quit on yourself. Don't quit on your teammates. Ever.
Students in Ivy Tech's Homeland Security and Public Safety program are preparing for their future careers.
Just give them a big hug.
Ivy Tech launched the program in 1995. And the fire trucks they use for training need to be replaced. The Indianapolis Fire Department answered the call by donating 2 fire engines and other equipment.
The partnership between Ivy Tech and IFD has been a long tradition within our department. A lot of the members of the Indianapolis Fire Department take classes out here. We've done training out here. Without working engines, they would not be able to participate or even continue with their fireworks school.
2, 3, 4.
They train on these trucks. So we have these trucks set up like a real life fire truck. So the tools are kept in a certain place for a certain reason, and they have to go and figure out where those things are and how to deal with them accordingly.
Ivy Tech's Public Safety Technology Training Center is in Lawrence.
Yes, sir. Down.
And provides hands-on training for students looking for a career in public safety.
Everybody here is on one team, even though they come from different backgrounds. The opportunity for education here and to develop a great series of skill sets is really unparalleled.
The program serves new recruits as well as current firefighters who want to climb the ladder.
The equipment allows us to service a vast array from ages of students. And the best part is those students of different ages get to interact with each other and solve the same problem.
Engage your core.
Students will learn how to connect the supply hose to the fire hydrants as well as to the fire engines themselves. And then they'll be able to learn how to carry attack lines.
More than 90% of Ivy Tech students live in Indiana, with many graduates from this program staying in the state to protect and serve their local communities.
And to be able to see the enthusiasm and the gratitude and to speak with the cadets themselves about why this is important. I guess for me, that's what makes it worth it.
You got this.
Well, Ivy Tech has partnerships with a number of fire departments across central Indiana to help connect students to job opportunities. Well, big improvements to the tune of $100 million are coming to 3 Indiana state parks. Prophetstown State Park in Tippecanoe County snagging the bulk of that state money approved this week for renovations, including a new heritage area, trail development, aquatics facility upgrades, and additions to Prophetstown's campground. McCormick's Creek and Potato Creek also getting a piece of the pie. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Inside Indiana Business. As we leave you this week, we leave you with more Indiana vibes. The fall season is here. Enjoy these images provided by the Department of Natural Resources. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gerry Dick. Go out and make it a successful week.
We are bringing the power of this to this with a new IBJ Media app. For the first time ever, you'll be able to get the Indiana Lawyer, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indianapolis Business Journal all in one place wherever you go. All across the state of Indiana, IBJ Media provides the news you need to know, and we're doing it now directly to your phone. To be a part of this, you can find it on your favorite app store. Just search IBJ Media.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Dev.
Stay ahead with Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand, your go-to source for the latest business news across the Hoosier State. Join hosts Gerry Dick and Alex Braun every weekday morning and afternoon for concise updates on Indiana's top business stories. Subscribe now on your favorite podcast app or listen at ibjpodcasts.com.
Want to give your team a real edge? The IBJ Group Plan delivers unlimited access to every story, every report, every video from IBJ and Inside Indiana Business for your whole team. Cover some or all of your employees with one simple payment. The more you add, the more you save. It's smart, it's flexible, and it saves you up to 30% off the standard rate. Already have IBJ subscribers in your office? Group up and save big. Learn more and get started now at ibj.com/group-plan.